Welcome to the Survivor Indianapolis Season 5 finale. We are getting ready to see our final four battle it out for the title of Sole Survivor. These four players have worked together through the later half of this game under the alliance name of Best Class. We have seen two players from Shibwe and two players from Siakam come together to form a powerhouse of an alliance. From original Shibwe, you have Beretta and Chris. From original Siakam, you have Leah and Adrian. You have, between the four of them, 4 individual immunity wins, and that's not even counting the tribal wins they won, and the fact that both Adrian and Chris had to win their way back into the game through our returning player twist. Now, this power alliance will have no choice but to turn on themselves to see who can win the title of Sole Survivor. All right, final four. Are you ready for your final immunity challenge? It's a fun one. Go to the front porch.
For this individual immunity challenge, players must use only the paper and 2 bricks provided to travel across the yard to a cone. They must then turn around and use the paper and bricks to travel back to the start. If a player falls or touches the ground, they must return to the start. If they reach the cone to turn around and fall afterwards, they can go back to that cone instead of the start. The first player to return to the starting position wins individual immunity and secures their position in the final 3.
Time is ready. Go!
Oh, your foot touched the grass. When you slid across, you gotta go back.
And do off track. Everything.
I don't like that.
First with a small lead, really it's pretty close still. Test ground.
Look, my paper has to messed up.
Oh, he's fucking blunt.
I just turned and going back the other direction.
Oh my god. But one second, this one really.
Very close to falling. Good.
Okay, this is
David, you're good. Adrian's on her way back. Let's go back.
Let's go back to the start. Let's go to Adrian. Loretta been silently cruising the way back. Thank you, John. Loretta. Yeah, let's go back to the first checkpoint. Loretta is very close. Loretta's good. Loretta wins the
This challenge was hard. I don't have like super great balance, and especially when you have to balance and turn around and pick something up, my feet hurt from like trying to hold myself on. I think I did pretty good like till I got to the point I probably was the last one to turn around, but I was still close. But after that, Moretta just like put the guns on and was gone. So kudos to her.
I just won the final challenge. Almost took me out by me from falling the previous challenge. But I stayed strong, I stayed quiet and focused. That's how I pursued. Almost got beat, but luckily some of the other people, they had to fall back. So I think that's kind of what saved me there. Okay, so this challenge went fine. I felt like I personally tried really hard because I felt like I really needed that immunity. I don't know. I'm talking over there and it scared me.
Well, I don't have any ornamentation here, so I hope that I could. My strategy was to make it to this round and get immunity, and then plea to the tribal council. If I by chance make it to the tribal council, the final, then I'm just gonna tell them, look, I played two completely different games. Nothing was personal in terms of gameplay. I really do feel like I've been the strongest player, but I don't think I'm even going to get to make that appeal.
We've got the last council meetup before the jury, and we've got an alliance formed, me, Chris, and Anthony. So we're gonna go with the out. So that leaves us three, and we've been playing this for the past 3 councils. So because that's class. Yeah, so I feel like this vote, I've made alliances with the Hendersons, which I don't see going well for me, but I guess we're gonna find out. Leah was like, we gotta take Chris down, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And then Chris came up and was like, oh gee, best class, like we gotta take Leah down, and I was like, I'm on board. So
Again, tribal and me, you always have that feeling in the pit of your stomach. If you don't, you're lying. We're saying we're gonna stay girl strong. I feel really bad because I did kind of want to hang in over to my husband and be like the last duo in, but like there's literally no way, because if it's the two of us and the two of them, I don't fully know what's gonna happen in the case of a tie. So it's just gonna like, let's go ahead and go girl alliance. So we'll see if it actually does, or if he's managed to sway them to kick me out. So always a possibility. So
I'm voting Adrian just because to vote Leah, I have to go home with her. But she's snaked me before. But there's this little soft spot for Leah since the very first time I saw her. And so, most of the time it doesn't bite me. I feel like this one is going to. Okay.
One of them will go out on a rock skull. Happened at this position on season 3. Somebody back there drew the wrong rock.
Ben is shaking his head.
Ben drew the wrong rock and went out of the game at Final Four for in this scenario. It happened before. Go ahead and turn off.
Well, this is my last time here regardless. Got to put somebody's name in. Loretta's immunity. Got it.
Alright guys, no advantages. If you have one, you're dead. So we're gonna move on. They don't work anymore. Again, as usual, after I start reading the votes and the decision is final, the person that receives the most votes will be the final member of the jury, the 11th member of the jury. I'll get to the vote. First vote. Chris. One for Chris. Second vote. Chris. 2 Chris. Third vote. Adrian. 2 Chris. 1 Adrian. 1 vote left. Fourth and final vote. Adrian. We have a tie. 2 votes Adrian. And 2 votes for Chris. That means is we will re-vote. So Moretta and Leo will go vote. You can only vote for Adrian or Chris. And again, if you both end up with a 1-1 tie on Adrian and Chris will draw rocks, and the person that draws the red rock will be out of the game. All right, let's go.
What a turn of events. When you think you know someone. You think you know someone. Okay. Adrian and Chris. I think Adrian's on my side. I don't think Chris put his own name. What? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, good to know. So that means Chris and Leah put Adrian, which means that Leah lied to me.
He did not have faith in me. He should have.
All right. Go ahead and get to the vote. Again, it's going to have 2 votes. You can only vote for Chris and Adrian, so if we can make this tie. First vote. Chris. 1 vote Chris. Second vote. Adrian. All right, so we are going to a rock draw. Does it work the same way every other rock draw has worked? Where are the rocks? Don't give them to me. There you go. All right. Let's make sure I have a red and blue rock here. Yes. Yeah. All right. Just to be like totally on the up and up, let's have you guys rock, paper, scissors for first draw.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, Adrian, so do you want first or second pull? Yeah. Same as last time, pull it out, keep it closed. Don't look, don't let anyone see anything.
Right.
Close the fist.
Alright. I was testing them out.
Close your fist. Alright, video we good. So to be clear, you want to see it's blue? Yeah, you want to see blue. Red is bad. Red you're dead. Alright, 3, 2, 1, turn. Oh! Alright, Chris. This time the rocks have spoken. Need you to bring me your torch. Oh, I lost it again. This poor thing. It's seen better days. All right, Chris, the tribe has spoken. Again, back to you go.
How many times do we get to do 2 exit interviews? Wow. I told y'all the last time that I was playing a completely different game. The second half when I got back in, I did. There were some double crosses. There were some alliances that people didn't know about, and the 3 sitting there, 3 tribal councils ago, before when Drew got out, I was already doing the math, and I was like, I'm gonna lose this one because of the teams. And I told Leah on the last strategy meeting, I said, babe, this is your vote. I needed immunity in order to win, which was my goal, was to win. But I didn't get immunity. And so I'm happy for these 3 to have the votes cast. I think it adds another layer of, I think I outplayed them. So removing me from the scenario makes the final tribal even more interesting. I've not talked to anybody on the jury, so I don't even know how they're thinking. But this was an absolute blast of a day. And anytime they want a Final Four, I'd have to be in a Final Four tournament because I'm not a winner in this game. But nevertheless, let's go see what happens.
I made it to the finale. Woo! That was crazy. So it's down to me, Adrian, and Leah. Chris got the red rock because there was a tie. They had to break the tie, draw rocks. Chris got red, so he's out. Leah voted Adrian, which was shocking to me. She went back on her word.
I've never been without people on my team, and I don't know, with that comes I've definitely betrayed a few people, so I feel like I can talk them into believing maybe that I've always played for the greater good of whatever group we were in, so I'm gonna try.
Moretta and I are the 2 only that have played all the way through, had no breaks, didn't have to fight to get in. I have managed to get here all the way without winning an individual immunity myself. I did have an immunity idol, although I don't think I would have had to play it on the one that I did, but other than that, it's been fun.
At this point, I really don't know how many enemies I've made. I'm hoping not too many, and I've tried to be kind of a team player, but at the same time, I've totally been the ringleader for several backstabbings, so.
Didn't know I'd get this far, but I did, and I learned a lot through it, and I learned how to strategize, learned how to form alliances, kept those alliances strong, took out the strongest links on each tribe, and then when it came to individuals, took out the strongest individuals. I also didn't care too much about immunity. I cared more about the voting, because that's really what matters. I feel like I've got good people on the jury that are on my side, because I formed good alliances with each one.
First of all, congratulations, Final 3. Great job getting here. Just getting here is a major achievement. So it doesn't really, again, if you get 0 votes from this jury, you did a lot to get here. And that's something that you should be happy with, assuming that was a goal of this game. You all played really hard, jury and Final 3. I'm assuming that's something you really wanted in this game. So congratulations for that. We are going to have the jury here in just a second. The power now has kind of shifted to them. You voted them off one by one, or rocked them out, and now they're over there, and now they have control of what happens next. Okay? So, as I said before, you should be proud of what you've done to get here. It's an awesome accomplishment. I'm jealous. But in a moment, I'm going to have you guys start us off. And you're going to give a minute, you're going to have a moment to speak to the jury explain why you believe that you've earned their vote. What did you do today that you think has earned their vote? Okay, so process that for a minute. I'm gonna have you guys talk in a minute. Jury, before I say that, this is the time all pretense is dropped, all deception. I mean, you can still deceive, I guess, if you need to get a vote, but like, there's no reason to wait to reveal something. This is the time to let the boxing gloves off and fight for your spot to win the game. Okay, fight for these votes. So whatever you feel like you need to say to do to get the vote, it's time to do it. Okay, stand up for yourself. Be proud of what you did to get here. All right. Let the jury see your strategy, the choices that you made, the things that led you to here. Okay. Jury, you're gonna each have an opportunity to speak. I want to have a good outcome, so I want you to feel like you got your answers. Okay. It's up to you. Whatever you feel like is gonna, make you feel good for voting for whoever you vote for. Any questions from either groups? Okay. Let's just go good old alphabetical order. Adrian, go ahead and just take a second to tell the jury why you believe they should vote for you.
Okay, so I feel like I've voted some people out, but I feel like what I've done consistently throughout the game is acted with integrity. And I don't know. I could try to pretend like I made big moves to save people. I didn't. But I think at the end of the game, I stayed loyal to, alliances and groups that I made. So that's my argument. And also, I think it would be very cool if I got voted out and came back and won. So that's why I think you should vote for me.
One, I didn't think I'd make it this far, so yay me. I am the oldest person on this jury. For those of you who don't know, I'm 43. I'm kind of proud of that fact. So I was on the right side of like every vote, and even the one that you got the only vote on, I am the one that threw Adrian's name out saying, hey, do we want to switch last minute because Adrian has a power? And so I kind of managed to say I did not win one single immunity item, single individual immunity, but I'm still here. I did have the one hidden immunity idol that I got. Sorry, that you still are bitter that I got that from you. But I really didn't even need that in the end. So I've kind of managed to stay on the right side of everybody.
For me, I feel like from the very beginning, I played for teams. I played with teams, strategized with teams. If you were on my team, you'd know that. Try to communicate with each and every person on the team. Try to strategize as best as possible. Work together on it. Found out that people played dirty in this game, which is fine. Yeah, you gotta win. But like Adrian said, I play with integrity, and here I sit. But I did hide my immunity. What is it called? I'm so sorry.
Advantage.
Yeah, advantage. Thank you. Because I knew that I had that, and I hadn't seen my name at all the whole game, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why isn't anybody voting for me? I didn't know if I was just really good at it and people trusted me, or what. But at that last moment, I was like, I should play it just in case, because I knew that people were kind of going against what they said. So I did a little bit of my own strategizing and tried to save myself. And then I won a few challenges. I won this one at the very end. That was pure luck because of my fall. So, yeah.
Awesome. All right, jury. We're gonna go in the order of elimination, which means Anna.
My question is: was there a secret? What's it called? Advantage. Was there a secret advantage that you played that nobody else knew about? And this is a question that I want all three of you to answer.
I did not. Like, everybody knew. Well, I know that a couple people, she knew about it pretty much the whole time. Annie knew about it. Chris knew that I got it so it wasn't really hidden. I got it and then kept it hidden and didn't talk about it for a long time. But for me, no.
Okay, the one immunity situation that I got, I straight up told everybody about right away. I was kind of flashing it around. So
I had no.
I kept mine hidden for I think it was 2 rounds, but I also didn't really know what to do with it until that last round. I was like, I should play it because I think I haven't seen my name, but I might get voted out this time, so I'm gonna go ahead and steal somebody's vote and make sure that I don't. Um, yeah. Does that answer your question? Good. Okay.
All right. If you had to pick like one single play or event or thing you did that defined the game today and what got you to the final 3, what would that be?
Okay. In the end, towards the end, we had an alliance, best class alliance. I stayed loyal to that. Some other people did not. I did. So I feel like that was my best moment. Maybe.
I feel like I stayed loyal to it because that's the one I'm most loyal to.
I'm not best class.
Well, I'm not best. I'm not technically. We're best advisors, best class. So I felt like I just like tried to play and like keep up with keeping everything straight was kind of hard to begin with. And like remember like okay, we're all voting for this person, but we're telling this person like keeping that straight was kind of hard. But
I thought that it was the last one before Chris got voted off because I thought we were all on the same page, and I guess we weren't. And I thought that that was going to be the greatest play. But, you know, that's how it goes. So, yeah.
My question for all 3 of you guys is what play did you guys do or be involved in pre-merge that kind of propelled your game and kind of gets you where you're at now?
I just not being on the wrong side of a vote in itself to me is like a pretty big thing. There wasn't any one person, I think, that like getting them out. Like we accidentally got her out, but then she got back into the game.
Probably the very first game, the very first challenge that we did. I feel like we started off really strong with our team. We had Henderson lead us with his voice. He did really good. I even noticed that you changed tones depending on which person you were talking to, like which group you were talking to, which made it a lot easier because you had all 3 of us out there at one point. And at one point, me and Mason ran into each other and butted heads really hard. Yeah, that was fun. But I think that our greatest play was probably that first challenge. Me and Anna hooked up, and like we were just going, and we didn't even hardly talk to each other that much because we just were so attentive, I guess. So I would say that was my personal best play.
I don't know. I don't really feel like there was one best play either, like Leah, but I stayed as loyal as I could to Red Team, and I don't know. I tried to be like, you know, for good reason, obviously, a voice of influence, but like I feel like I kind of got people unified more than once for sure on votes.
So this question is for each of you. Are there any regrets or close calls that you had all along the way?
I had a close call because I almost got voted out when Drew didn't know how to use his immunity necklace. That would have been me. Almost 100% sure that would have been me. So this would all be very different had that happened.
My closest call was when after Mason had gotten voted off and we had switched tribes, like we had to draw rocks. It was just me and Mason from the blue team, and we had majority red team on our side, and they kind of targeted both me and Mason. They voted him off, and then I was the next target. And I honestly I don't know why I didn't even think about that I was the next target. And because I forget who was on my team at that point, but you guys kept it a really good secret. And so when it came down to it, the challenge, I had gotten immunity, and that was what saved my life throughout that part of the game. That's what kept me going. If I didn't have that immunity, I wouldn't have made it this far. As far as regrets go, I regret trying to run so hard and ended up falling on my injured knee, and just, yeah, now we're here.
My biggest regret is not using my immunity, specifically when Drew voted me off, and we all voted Drew. Drew was my only vote, and I had an immunity thing, and I didn't use it.
I wanted to start off by saying congrats. Like, y'all, I mean, played a very special game and flew under the radar, at least in my eyes, the whole time. And so, congrats on making it. That was pretty cool. I wanted to start off by saying something to Adrian. Literally, the only reason I voted for you is because you were the only person I knew that 100% had an immunity idol. I needed to get that flushed out of the game. And so that was the big thing. I don't want you, to think I was targeting or anything like that. I don't really have a whole lot of questions or anything like that, but I just wanted to say thank you to all of you. It was really fun to play with you. Leah, I feel like from the beginning you were super vocal and inclusive, and even though like there were times when I had a big old target on my back, you would still at least talk to me and like all right, this is what I feel like might be happening, even if it might not have been true. I don't know. There wasn't really ever a time where I felt excluded or anything like that, which is pretty cool. Similar going for Moretta on the vote where I got voted out. I approached you and I approached Chris trying to scramble and get something working in my favor. And my whole shtick was so once I get voted out, who do you think is going to be next? What are the big threats? Who are going to come after? My thoughts immediately. I figured you were going to be a big threat. I figured you'd get voted out, and Chris was one of my things who are going to be big threats. But during that whole shtick where we were talking and strategizing, no one really talked to me besides you, and so it was cool to just step aside with you for a second and be like, you know what, I'm just going to be straightforward with you. I'm scrambling here, but I want to see if I can make this work. And you at least opened up the outlet, and you said, I'm going to be honest with you, your name is on the chopping block. So but here is I actually asked you and I was like, who do you think I should vote for? And you gave me an option, so I immediately ran off and started scrambling with other people and tried to make it work. It obviously didn't because you're there and I'm here. But yeah, I'm rambling a little bit, but no questions. Congrats to all of you. It was super fun to play. So a core thing about, at least in some parts, about your guys' gameplay up to this point has been the usage of kindness. And I want to kind of ruffle those feathers a little bit. I want you guys to tell me whether it's an in-game reason or an out-of-game reason, whatever you can come up with. Why do you deserve to win more than the other two players?
For me, it's like I pretty much said it the whole time. I didn't win any immunity idols. I'm the oldest person out here, and I was on the right side of just about every vote, and I'm still here. So, like, somehow or another, I did something right. So I think that should count. I really tried not to lie to anybody, unless you were the person getting voted out. They kind of had to lie to you, type thing. But tried to play as best and above board as I could.
I'd kind of disagree with that, always voting on the right, because we had agreed as a group to vote against Chris. And Chris even...
You think that I agreed? I also agreed this
That's
way,
what I was
so.
about to say, is that you also conspired with Chris. And
Yeah.
Chris even said, he was like, oh yeah, like, what are you writing, Chris or Henderson? And like, we all laughed about it. And I thought we were all on the same page. And then you go and vote for Adrian. And I was like, whoa, yeah, hey, I get it. Adrian, I don't know. I feel you don't have too many faults as far as how you played today.
She didn't play the whole game like we did.
Yeah.
She got to sit out and rest.
Yeah.
Okay. I think one of the reasons that I should be voted on, is because I didn't play the whole game. Listen, how cool of an underdog story would this be? I didn't play the whole game. I'm gimpy. Okay. What else? There's reasons, all right? Oh, I don't know anything stinking about Survivor except for the weirdest characters that have ever been on Survivor. I just think it would be cool for me to win because it is kind of underdog. I'm not using my hand as a crutch, but I am a little bit. I'm just saying I think it'd be cool. Yeah, so no hiding anything or making anything up, just being honest.
Okay, so my question is directly for Moretta. So from my point of view, you had a couple advantages.
one, you won immunity 2 or 3 times, right? 2 times. And then the other one is you were in won the True Blue Alliance, the kind of and with the girls. You would kind of go with votes with the girls, and you were best class. Between those two things, or if it's something else, what do you think was the biggest contributor to getting you to where you are?
I think that my biggest contributor, um, excluding the challenges, would probably be the fact that I was going to each person and I was being kind of like a more team oriented player. And so I was forming multiple alliances because I was going to multiple people, if that make sense. Um, I can kind of disagree on the girl power, the girl alliance. I wasn't really fully in that. It was kind of just like a joke, like like girls. I could hop in, but I also mentally wasn't fully in that. Like if need be, I was okay to vote against a girl who was on my team. Um, like there was one point where there was me and 3 other dudes, and we were like, "This is the game plan," and I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." But everything else, I feel like contributed to the fact that I was kind of acting as a chameleon.
So, to all three of you, is there anything that you would have done differently, like voted for somebody else, or like developed a game plan and got people on a game plan and voted somebody off sooner than you did? Anything you would have done differently?
Honestly, for me, no. Um, I mean, I've already said, well, it's not voting, so I would have played my immunity token. But other than that, I wouldn't have done anything differently. I feel like I had really good alliances with a lot of you. And yeah, like, I mean, I've already said I pretty much stayed true to those alliances as much as I could. Like, I'm trying to think. I mean, I really don't think I double crossed anybody that wasn't like the group majority. I didn't intentionally try to take anybody out for purely personal gain.
I don't think so. If anything, we probably would have tried to get Drew out earlier, but we knew he had an idol, and the dude had what? How many did you end up having? Like 3? Just 2? It sounded like 3. It just seemed like he had so many, and so, but like we kept trying to like get him out earlier, but like like pulling him out of socks and stuff. So potentially that getting him out earlier, but at the time it was working well for our team as far as like team strength and challenges and stuff like that. So it didn't make sense.
Of everyone here on the jury during the game, who did you see as the biggest threat to your game? And everyone can answer.
I'll answer that right now. Chris. I feel like he's the biggest threat, logistically speaking. Like he's got that brain of like good with the puzzles. He's good strategizing. He's good winning people on his side. Obviously, he made it really far into the game, which that could be said for these two as well and myself. But I mean, I saw him as a threat from the very beginning, but I didn't want to vote him off too early because I knew that he could also be an asset because we were on the same team.
Again, Drew. we loved him, but he was also like probably our biggest competition as far as like original red team and stuff like that. And like I'm glad we got to play as far as we did because we started out together and it was fun. Yeah. So
this has been the funnest day I've had in a really long time. So to every person sitting on the juror side or in the final 3 side, absolute blast. I don't think there's any question where my loyalties lie. We took it to a rock off because of Leah, and that was a lot of fun. I got to watch Cameron just like mind his way through the game, which was really cool. So that was fun. Eli, everybody was just a lot of fun to play the game with. So thanks for a great day. Thank you, David, and the entire staff that put it on. Absolutely.
All right, with that, it is time to vote. So this time, you're not voting, they're voting. So to be totally, make sure we're all on the same page, I'll pull people one at a time. You are voting for the person that you want to win out of these 3 finalists. Okay? Let's go ahead and get to it.
Played a good game. I love a good chameleon. Proud of you.
This is a very close final 3. I think you can kind of make a case for any of them. They kind of played similar styles of games. I'm just going to go with Adrian. I made the best connection with her out of the 3.
I think she played overall better game physically and socially. She didn't get her name written down, and she won immunity, and she played her steal a vote right, and I think she played the overall better game than the other.
So name of the person you are voting for.
I know what I'm doing, but I don't know who I'm voting for. It's tough.
Just hope I don't catch my hair on fire. That's what I'm going for. Okay, this one was a hard one for me, guys. I was very undecided, but I think I've made my decision.
Going into Final Tribal, after Chris got voted out, I didn't know who I was going to vote for, and I was really leaving it up to how they pitched themselves. I can just see from what I've heard at this Tribal, what I've heard from other players, she played a really hard game, and she's there for a reason.
Should I put hearts on it too?
All right. Let's read the votes. Crown a winner. All right. First vote. Moretta. One vote for Moretta. Second vote. Leah. One vote Leah. One vote Moretta. Third vote. Adrian. One vote Leah, one vote Moretta, one vote Adrian.
We've been trying.
Hey, they voted for you though.
Yeah. Much appreciated.
Next vote. Moretta. 2 Moretta.
That's wild, dude.
2 Moretta, 1 Leah, 1 Adrian. That's 2 Moretta. 2 Moretta, 1 Leah, 1 Adrian. Next vote. Leah. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure that was Sonya.
This is the other Chris. Okay, Leah. I wonder who cast that one. 2 Leah. 2 Leah. 2 Moretta, 1 Adrian. Next vote. It's Moretta. It's 3 for Moretta. 2 for Leah. 1 for Adrian. Next vote. Leah. 3 for Leah. 3 for Moretta. 1 for Adrian. 4 votes left. Moretta. 4 Moretta, 3 Leah, 1 Adrian. Next vote. Moretta. 5 Moretta, 3 Leah, 1 Adrian. And the winner, Survivor Indianapolis, Season 5, next to Moretta. Survivor Indianapolis fans, thank you for another great season. Moretta is our winner of Season 5, Advantage Island. A great winner and a great Final 3. All 3 earning votes, deserving votes. I would love to see your own opinions on the cast and how they did in the comments below. However, also wanted to remind you, we do have more content coming for season 5. We have some cast interviews coming in the following weeks with, I believe, half or maybe even over half of our cast. And bonus episode coming this week on Tuesday. We will have a recap episode, but it will come on Sunday. So instead of having that recap on Tuesday, we are going to have our exit interviews with the final 3 alongside unedited jury confessionals, their voting confessionals. So you're going to see everyone's vote, because I did not want to show that before revealing the winner for fear that it could spoil, obviously, who's going to win. So again, thank you for joining us this season. We will see you with that video on Tuesday. Alex and I will be here on Sunday for the recap, and then we will have those interviews with at least half the cast coming shortly after that. Thanks again.